Hi again, everyone who just joined. Welcome back. I'm speaking with Laura Biggs, who is the CEO of the Fertility Show. And the Fertility Show is happening in London in just under 2 weeks' time, on the 7th and 8th of May in Olympia, central London. We are going to be there with a stand. We are E54, and we would love to see you guys and meet you guys in person. So the Fertility Show are offering our readers 20% off all tickets, and the code you need to use is FHH, and I will link it up shortly so you can do that in a minute. Laura and I are going to be chatting about the lineup, the seminars, the expo, the holistic providers, everything, and discussing how it is beneficial. Hi Laura.
Hi, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, how are you?
I'm a bit frantic, so apologies. But yeah,
I
I'm
know.
good. I'm good.
I know, and it's countdown now, isn't it? Because the Fertility Show, which I've just been mentioning, obviously, is under 2 weeks away now.
It is, yeah. It opens not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Yeah, so the 7th and 8th in Olympia, London.
Yeah.
And so people may have heard the podcast we did together, but if you could briefly introduce yourself, and then let's talk about what to expect at the show, who people can chat to, what people can take away from the show, and if anyone has any apprehensions or questions, Laura is happy to answer them. And then, of course, I just mentioned that you are kindly giving our readers 20% off. So I'm going to link up the booking link to our bio so people can do that with code FHH and get 20% off.
Brilliant. Well, the Fertility Show, we've got about 70 companies exhibiting with us, which I'm super proud of, because the last show we ran was in 2019, which feels like a lifetime ago now.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm so pleased that the exhibitors have stuck with us, and we postponed the show 3 times, and now we're back in May. So it'll be brilliant. So the makeup of the show is IVF clinics, both home and abroad, some holistic therapy. So we have reflexologists, nutritionists, acupuncturists, companies selling really high quality supplements. A lot of tech companies there as well. So ovulation kits, but really high end. So interesting stuff. Egg banks, sperm banks, lawyers, surrogacy companies. So any adoption agencies. So anything, and support groups. So we have Donor Conception Network there, and of course we're in partnership with Fertility Network UK, and people like yourself. So a really lovely mix of things, really. So essentially everything that you would probably need to know about and understand more about if you are looking for an alternative route to parenthood.
And for people who are trying to conceive naturally or going down the fertility treatment route as a first timer or well into the journey, so many different options there.
Yeah, exactly. So wherever you are on your journey, if you're a seasoned fertility expert and you've been through the rounds a few times, then definitely there's alternative routes there that you might start to consider. Or if you're just stepping onto this journey and you just want to find out a little bit more about what's going on and what you can do, then certainly it's the place to come to. What I was going to say is, at the heart of the show is our seminar program, and that's what we're super proud of. So we run 36 live talks with leading experts. We've got Professor Geeta Nargand, Charles Kingsland, Adam Balin. So we've got the top Professor Sukh Minas. We've got the
he was my husband's urologist for a bit, actually.
Oh, was he? Yeah, he's great, isn't he? He's really so pleased to have him. So we've got really excellent top class speakers from around the UK and Europe and the world, actually. So the program has slightly changed from what we used to do. So lockdown, we started doing our Let's All Talk interviews, and we found that they worked really well. So now the experts don't come up and do a presentation, because sometimes they're brilliant, but sometimes they're a bit too techy and hard to take in and digest. So now we have hosts, and they interview the experts. They ask them 5 questions, and the 5 most pertinent questions that anyone would really need to know if they were considering that route to treatment. And then we open up the floor to questions.
Yeah, no, that is really fantastic, because I guess people where it might go, like myself or whoever is, in this world that they may not want to be in, it's overwhelming. it's apprehensive, it's stressful, it's everything. And so to have, you know, someone leading those conversations so that you can pull out the key things that would be beneficial to understand and to know for next steps, is brilliant.
Yeah, it is. And I have to say, I mean, I certainly, and my story's quite out there, but I went along to a few seminars at the Fertility Show, and that's what convinced me to take the step to take an egg donor.
Yeah.
So there definitely are. You definitely learn an awful lot from them. So
but
yeah.
it's not just experts, is it? It's also shared stories. So I'm speaking on Sunday, I think at 11:30, about using a sperm donor and mine and my husband's experience of building a family that way. And I know you've got lots of other people in the community speaking about their experiences, and those shared stories go a long way, don't they, so that people realize that they're not the only ones doing this.
Yeah, I definitely, it makes it feel more real, more accessible, and you know, it's tough, isn't it? Fertility treatment, whatever way you dress it up, is no walk in the park, and it's daunting, and it's hard work, and it's expensive. So to be able to talk to other people who've been through it, or are going through it, or have been through it with how long, you know, success took in a real person's life is really important, I think, for people to know. And certainly, you know, when I was going through it, if I'd had access to type of people like you, or you know, the things that we do at the show, it would have made my life an awful lot easier and probably a lot cheaper, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So we were talking about that, weren't we? It's a small price for a ticket, and just to take that time out of your day. You don't need to go for the whole weekend, but as much or as little as you want to go for, can make all the difference in helping you make an informed decision.
Yeah, and I think that this year, because again, COVID's taught us lots of things, and the biggest thing is record your content, because you never know when you're going to need it. So all of our seminars are recorded, and they will be going onto our digital platform, which is, if you come to the show in person, you get that as part of your ticket. But if you can't come to the show because you might live far away, or you just can't make it that weekend, then you can buy a digital ticket, which allows you to download and watch all of our seminars. So, you know, you can still get that great content.
Fantastic. Yeah. Is there anything else that people want to ask Laura, or you think people should know ahead of it? Because I know that now is probably a good time to buy a ticket, isn't it? Because it is so close.
Yeah, I know. No one really, I mean, in all honesty, no one wants a ticket to the Fertility Show because it's just overwhelming and daunting. But I just say, come along, because it is a safe environment. You are with like-minded people. You are with, you know, in an environment that actually is very nurturing and very, everyone wants to help. Everybody's there for the same reason. And you will, if you are considering you know, your options with your fertility, then it is definitely the place to come to. You'll definitely get great advice, and you'll meet people like Eloise, which is brilliant. So she can give you some excellent advice and point you in you know, just give you some unbiased advice.
Yeah,
It's really important. And I, you know, we said it on our podcast, no one will put pressure on you to make any decisions at the show, and nor should you. You should definitely go away, absorb it, think about it. You might not act on information that you've taken away from the show for some time because you might not be ready, but it will certainly help you to make more informed steps, whatever route to parenthood that you're going to think about taking. So that's what I would say. Buy the tickets now, because Eloise got 20% off, which is great. The tickets are really reasonable anyway, and the seminars are booking up. So if you do want to come and ask a question, then you need to get yourself a seat in the seminars, and they are starting to book up.
Exactly. So everyone head to the link in bio. You can buy a ticket with 20% off. You can use code FHH, but I think if you click on this link, it will take that 20% that we have off. So do it. And the other thing I was going to say, for people who are feeling apprehensive about kind of coming after COVID, or sort of what to expect in terms of being out there, sort of talking about fertility struggles, what would your advice be?
Well, you know, COVID is obviously it's around, but the exhibition venue is super clean, because that's what COVID has done as well. You know, it's cleaned all the time. It's well ventilated. If you feel uncomfortable at all, you're welcome to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask. There will be hand sanitizers, and it won't be a crowded event. You know, it's not going to be a hustly bustly event. It will be busy, but it won't be overcrowded. So please don't worry about that. And actually, you know, it is good to come out and see people face to face, because you can do now.
I think the other thing is, especially with fertility specialists, having a rapport where you speak to them and you even see their face and just chat to them and pick up on their body language and see whether you gel is so important. Because for me, being a specialist, I had, you know, you really want to find someone who you trust and where you have a nice energy with them.
Yeah, I agree. You know, this is great what we're doing now, but we've had lunch, and we definitely bonded over lunch, didn't we? So it's really important to have that face-to-face interaction. I think you do make relationships.
Oh, we've lost you. You've gone a bit quiet. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can people hear me? There we go. Now we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, I was going to say, face-to-face is really important, I think, when you are, you know, especially if you're going to go for IVF. I think that quite figured out how to stop my phone ringing while I'm doing one of these.
Don't worry. I think the other thing is, can you tell us a little bit about the holistic providers as well, for people who might be thinking about sort of reflexology, acupuncture, coaching? There's all sorts of holistic support there, as well as
we've got Barbara Scott, who's the head of the Reflexology Association. She is remarkable. I've listened to a few talks, and I've had reflexology because I really love it, and I like the feeling. But she is absolutely superb, where she can talk to you about why reflexology might help you. So certainly if you are looking for holistic, then that is one to go to. We've got a great speaker on acupuncture. We've got a couple of new acupuncture exhibitors as well coming along. We've got Sandra Greenbank, who did a talk for us last week, and what that lady doesn't know about nutrition, I mean, and I think what they might be doing actually is zinc tests at the show, which is really interesting, because, well, you'll know from a male perspective, zinc is super important for men and women, but definitely for the guys, and they all think they've got it, that I've got zinc, I'm taking a supplement. So she would be doing zinc testing on her stand, so you can actually get your results there and then. That's what she's hoping to do.
Wow.
Yeah. So and we've got some lovely coaches and speakers coming along. So we've got Angela from Beaker, who's brilliant. I mean, she is one of the top counsellors in the country. We've got Tracy Sainsbury talking together with Angela, which is a really lovely combination.
Amazing.
So we've got some great, you know, but the big thing, every lunchtime, actually, we've got this Let's All Talk format, which is what we're calling a bit Loose Women, really, where Sophie, who we work with on the Fertility Show, who runs our PR and social media, and an ex-fertility patient as well, she will be bringing along ambassadors and to chat to them. So that's a good opportunity for you to ask any questions to people who've been through the journey and are you know, happy to share. So yeah, lots of different routes to, you know, to speaking to people.
And we've got lots of people following who might be in a same-sex relationship or doing it solo. So the options there are for anyone in any situation, aren't they? And any route to parenthood.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, it's for everybody. So don't feel if you're coming along on your own. I know we've sold lots of tickets to single people, actually. So solo routes to parenthood. You know, there's lots of, I think the ladies from Pride Angel are there, which have an interesting concept when you get to know your donor, which I think is fascinating. As I say, Donor Conception Network, which is really important to, if you are considering that. Adoption agencies. We've got some lovely adoption agencies at the show, and we've got Not a Fictional Mum coming along to the show as well, who is, you know, a hero of ours, and she's also bringing along her products. So fantastic. That's great. Yeah, it's really good, because I think actually definitely one of the speakers that we've got came to the Fertility Show in 19 and is now an adoptive parent.
Oh, that's a lovely story.
Yeah, so that's a really lovely story. So they actually came to the show not really thinking about adoption, but started that conversation, and now have just, I think they've just had their child placed.
And that's wonderful news. And you mentioned also surrogacy, as
Yes.
well as donor conception.
Yes.
And what about support for baby loss as well?
Yeah, I'm hoping actually that we have a talk. We only have 36 live talks, but we've got lots of talks on digitally as well. And Zoe Clark Coates did an amazing talk for us and our summit, and I'm hoping that she will come back. If not, we definitely will have another talk around that subject. But yeah, it's a very important one for people to. And then there's a great talk on a lady from CRGH, actually, Dr. Shazadi, is going to do a talk on recurrent miscarriage, and she is amazing. So if you are suffering or you have suffered miscarriages, then I'd recommend coming along to that one, because she's got a lovely way about her and just explains things that maybe you can go and take on to your consultant, whoever's treating you.
Fantastic. And is there anything else that you think people should bring with them or note when they're coming in terms of questions to prepare?
Yeah, just have a think about it. I mean, just remember, no question's a silly question, okay? Someone asked me the other day what BFN meant. And, you know, I think we all kind of say it, but we've been around the block a few times, haven't we? So don't think there's acronyms, and ask people, just say, actually, I don't understand that. What does that mean? We always try and keep it really simple. And if any of the consultants go into kind of technical, we'll say, actually, can you explain that? So don't think anything's a stupid question, but it is worse. I think we said this before, didn't we, Eloise? Come in with a notepad or your phone, put notes in your phone, and just think, actually, what are the questions I really want to know? If you've got any, I mean, obviously don't go up to the stand with all your medical notes, because no one's going to thank you for that. But a little bit of history is really good, because if you are going to see, and you do get to see the doctors and they are on the stands, if you just said, you know, this is top line, then they'll give you a very quick response. I mean, they're not going to give you a consultation there, but at least you'd get an indication of what they thought you might be the next step for you. So it's worth bringing a little bit of history with you.
Definitely. And then also from that, you can then make a decision about who you want to have a full consultation with, how that might take place, and know the doctor from having met them potentially at the stand or the rest of the team.
And our platform actually opens on Friday. Gosh, that she said.
You're just thinking, to-do list.
Yeah. Well, the platform will open probably late Friday afternoon, should be the right word. And that's a good time. If you have got your ticket, you get straight into the platform. You can start to mooch around, and you can see the exhibits, and you can start conversations with them. And I know lots of the clinics love to make appointments in advance.
Yes, you can schedule one-to-one for the clinics, can't you?
You can. So if you can reach out to the clinics and just say, actually, will you be at the show? Can I make a time slot? You're not going to get half an hour, but you'll get 5 to 10 minutes with the doctor. And that's what I did at the show, actually. Even when I was running it, I went to see a doctor at the show, and I did bring my notes. I didn't bring them all because they're quite long, but I did bring. And you know, that started me off on my journey, actually. That 5-minute conversation, it just made me think, actually, I could do this. And it's and don't feel nervous about that, you know, and make a few appointments. Don't just go and see one. Go and see. That's the beauty of the fertility show. They're all there. But be kind to yourself. It's daunting. It's overwhelming. It can be exhausting. So don't, you know, just take it easy on that day. But as I say, as Eloise and I said before, just do your research before. That will make the most of your day, and try and plan what you want to do. Book yourself into seminars, but don't go back-to-back seminars, because you won't take it all in. And remember, they're all recorded. So any ones that you can't see on the day, or not on the day that you can come, you can see them when you want to.
And so people can carry on accessing it after the show.
Yes.
Brilliant. Well, I'm really looking forward to meeting people there and seeing people there and speaking to yourself there, and also speaking there. So please pop by. Our stand is E54, and I'm linking up in our bio the link so people can get the discounted tickets. So do it before all the seminars and everything sell out, so that you can make sure that you've got the support you need.
Oh, thanks, Louise. And I have to ask, are you bringing the green sofa? Did you talk to me about bringing a green sofa to the show?
Yeah, how do
Yeah,
you remember that?
I just remember it.
I am. I'm bringing
Ah,
it in my car, so fingers
excellent.
crossed everything is going to fit.
I look forward
Yeah.
to it. I might need a little sit on it, a little sleep on
Yeah,
it by the time I get there. Oh, look,
definitely.
thank you so much for all your support. You've been amazing.
Oh, well,
Um,
we feel passionate about it. And also
yeah.
having spoken there in 2019 and met so many wonderful people. And I
Mm.
remember in 2019 when I just started this pet, like
Mm.
the Instagram, some people like Cetal coming up to me and introducing herself. And it's so nice when you've been following people on Instagram and then you suddenly meet them in real life and
No.
they're a real person and you can just chat in person. It's lovely.
Yeah, I feel really connected to this show actually because obviously I wasn't so involved in it previously because it was part of a bigger company, but I've really lived
Yeah.
every postponement and online. So I'm really looking forward to it and looking forward to meeting everyone I've been chatting
Yeah.
to.
It will be amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I remember actually when we met, you said, get some wallpaper to make it have a
yeah.
homely feel. And I've done that.
Yeah.
And then I panicked that I'd ordered it too late. So the wallpaper wasn't going to arrive in time.
Oh no.
But I got confirmation today. So it should be a lovely sitting room, homely environment. So please come and chat to us. We'd love
Oh,
it.
look forward to it. Look forward to it. Thank
Right.
you.
Thanks, Laura. See you
I'll see you
soon.
then.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.